Hi, I've just been sewing in the ends of these socks and I was talking to a friend about them, pardon me, and I realised that these have probably taken me about 4 years to finish. They were a test knit for Hay Brown Berry and it is her, I think it's called the Rest and Restoration pattern. Let me just check. So I did this as a test knit. Yeah, they're called the R&R socks. And they're a toe-up sock with a what I call a flegel heel. It's a type of short row heel. It's my favourite heel for toe-up socks. I think it fits really nicely. And as I say, I did this as a test knit, and so I knitted the first sock within the time frame required and gave all my feedback, and then didn't crack on and finish the second sock. And that's partly because the first sock was a little too big for me. I'm not going to go back and change that. I'm just going to find another recipient. But if I don't have a recipient in mind for something, then I tend not to crack on and get it finished. Yeah. So anyway, I finished both socks now, and the reason for that, the reason I have cracked on and got this finished, is because I started taking the bus to work. A couple of things have happened. One is that the government has put a cap on the price of bus fares, and it used to cost me about 40% more to take a return trip to work and back on the bus than it did to drive my car. And that's including petrol and parking, which is just stupid. Anyway, they've done 3 things. They've capped the fares, so it's actually a sensible price. Economically, it makes sense to take the bus, and it only takes about 10 or 15 minutes longer to take the bus. They've made them more frequent, and they've upgraded the buses. So all in all, it's just a good thing to do, which means I need bus knitting because I'm not sitting in traffic in my car anymore. And I find that a larger cardigan project is when the bus is full, is just a bit big and cumbersome, and also just a bit big to carry. So I thought that I would finish some of my languishing sock projects, of which there are a few. I have a few socks that have never gotten a friend to become a pair, just because I can't visualize the person I'm knitting for, whether that's me or somebody else. But anyway, I thought I would fish out this particular pair because the pattern is so fun. It has this lovely textured stitch pattern. I can't remember whether it's on the pattern it goes up the back. I think it does. Anyway, I'm not the sort of person that only knits the pattern on the front. I like it front and back on the leg. Anyway, I think it does go all the way around. I think you use 2 different yarns for this, and I think this pattern would be really fun with self-striping yarn. So I used an Eden Cottage yarn. This is their Hedgerow colourway, which I particularly like, and I like this base as well. It's called a Tempo 4-ply, and it just says 75% wool and 25% nylon. It's quite robust. I've knitted with this exact yarn and colour before. It does fade a little, but the yarn, when you start to wash it, wears well and just has this lovely soft texture. So I really like this base, and I'm particularly partial to this colour. I don't know if I've got another skein of it somewhere. I think the reason I've used it twice is because I had 2 skeins, so I'm not sure where the rest of it might be. I think I have enough here to make another pair of socks, and I'm thinking a pair of ankle socks in this might fit well into my wardrobe. The other yarn that I used was this wonderful neon orange. Oops, that's showing up sort of peachy here. This is a socks here yarn in the Argon colour. So I'm going to give these a little bath now. I've just woven in all of the ends, cast off, and I did a sew and bind off. There is a different one recommended in the pattern, and I started doing it, and I just prefer the sew and bind off. So I'm going to give these a bath and put them in the sun. So that's my little postcard to you from my creative life here in the East Riding of Yorkshire. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.